Well, for most people, it's wood cutting season, and that means chainsaws. So I was chatting with a friend the other day, and he shared something with me that wasn't his idea, and it's definitely not my idea, and I don't know where it came from, so I'm not taking credit for this idea. But I wanted to try it and see if it solves a problem that you and I probably both have in common, and if you're not, then you're smarter than me. So most of us need to cut our firewood to a specific length, most likely to fit our wood stove. And there are all kinds of gizmos, gadgets, and trinkets that I see people using to measure out their firewood pieces. Everybody loves a beautiful wood stack, right? So I see a few different things that people do. Let's kind of talk about them, and then I'll share this idea that I think is gonna revolutionize your wood cutting. Trinket number 1. Old faithful cheater stick. Most of us, when we're out in the woods, we don't carry anything with us. What we do is we grab the nearest, straightest branch, hit it with our tape measure, and we cut a cheater stick. And then, once we've kind of squared off the end of our log, we sort of lay the cheater stick. Yay, we make a mark, move the cheater stick, make a mark. You get the idea, we go down the log. The only thing that sucks is when you have a really big saw, you have to either reach over the saw, and you have to stop the saw every time you want to move your cheater stick. The other option is you get a willing participant who's willing to move the cheater stick and put their hand near the bar. Most of us don't have anyone brave enough to do that for us, so we end up moving our cheater stick. And if there's anything that's exhausting about wood cutting, it's definitely moving the cheater stick. I also see that when you move the cheater stick, sometimes you're off a little bit this way or that way. And what you end up with is really odd or random length of pieces. A few brave souls use a tape measure, and they throw a tape measure on the log. And what you'll find is that those people are very regularly at the hardware store buying tape measures, because I don't care how good you are, you're eventually going to nick your tape measure with your chainsaw. Everybody's wood stoves obviously are unique, and so everybody has their own length that they like to use. It's not uncommon for people to use an 18-inch log, just because a lot of wood stoves will accept that size of log, and you want to put the biggest piece of wood in your stove that you can. The problem is, unless you're stinking good at math, it's really hard to remember what 18 times 2 times 3 times 4. So maybe you cheat and you mark your tape measure some way. You mark it or paint it or tape it, or you do something to it so that you don't have to be really good at counting. And then there's spray paint. If you guys have seen this doohickey gadget circulating the internet, it probably works, but basically it seems to me kind of like a spin-off of some sort of pavement marker or something. Basically a spray can goes upside down in this tool, and then you roll it along the log and it leaves a spray paint mark however often you want your logs to be cut. So you get an orange mark there, an orange mark there, and it's pretty fast, I'll say that, but it also looks like a mechanical device, which is prone to failure, and in the woods failure is always an option. And then you have to have spray paint. So if you run out of paint, now your little gadget doesn't work anymore. And then, let's be really picky here. The size of your dot is not exactly precise, so it's not uncommon to end up with different lengths of firewood. I guess we need to throw an honorary mention in there for the cowboy method, because some of you guys have tape measures in your glasses and you don't feel like you need anybody to tell you the length of your firewood. You just go for it, and you are the king of productivity. But you might find this little trick helpful, and maybe your firewood stacks will be just a wee bit more neat. At this point, you guys are probably thinking, how expensive is it, and how much money is it going to cost, and where do I send my money? The good news is I literally dug through my boneyard and I found the parts for this. So here's what we've got. We've got one magnet. No, this is not a special magnet. This is a boneyard, probably going to end up in the landfill magnet that we've just resurrected into a very valuable tool. We drilled that out to 1/4 20 and we threw a bolt on there, also free, in the boneyard. We've got one 1-inch PVC cap, very high quality, probably left over from some ridiculous plumbing project. And we have, from the boneyard, 1-inch Schedule 80 conduit. Yep, also left over from a project that I can't remember. is. There's the ingenious contraption that's going to forevermore solve everyone's how long is your firewood problem. Let's try it out. Let's just see if it really works or if it's just a nightmare. Oof, be careful where you put it. Right there. Right there. Ooh, 18 on the money. 18 on the money. Oh man, oh, 1/8 of an inch under.